Chori Pollo, or chorizo chicken, today on Keto Culinary. Kicking off this flavor fiesta, we've got an onion. We're going to cut that in half, break it down, and slice it up. Now you do actually need half of the onion, so when you see me pull, well, whatever this move is, you do need half of the onion. I'm actually screwing up my own recipe here, which I'll rectify later in this video. Next up on the prep table, we've got garlic, 2 cloves to be exact, with a little professional chef move thrown in there. We're going to peel the garlic, give it a good whack, and then dice it up. And now for our super secret spice mixture, which I guess isn't a secret anymore. We've got a half teaspoon coriander, half teaspoon cumin, a half teaspoon paprika, and a half teaspoon chili powder. Using an exceedingly sharp chef's knife or boning knife or whatever you want to use, split your breast into 2 pieces, and feel free to give your chicken a good pounding for extra tenderness. And to really liven up this recipe and kick it up another couple notches, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of sherry cooking wine. And before the butter hits the pan, I got to cut up the rest of this onion that I forgot previously because I apparently couldn't read my own directions. And speaking of butter in a pan, we've got about a tablespoon in this particular pan over medium heat that we're going to add our onion to, sauteing until they just begin to caramelize. Once the onions start to caramelize, add your garlic and your seasonings, cooking over the heat for a moment before adding your sherry, and cooking until the liquid is almost entirely reduced out. Using the same pan, we're going to squeeze out 3 chorizo sausages over medium to medium-high heat. Now you can use more or less sausage depending on your chicken to sausage ratio preferences, but I like a lot of chorizo in this recipe, so we're going to use 3. You're going to break those up and brown them nicely in the pan. And don't forget to scrape up some of those extra crispy bits on the bottom for added texture and flavor. Using the same pan for the third and final time, we're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil over medium-high heat before placing our chicken in the pan. Now we're looking to build a nice crust on the outside of the chicken, but we don't want to burn it, so if your chicken is a little bit on the thicker side, you may need to finish in the oven. Once the chicken is finished and cooked through, we're going to go ahead and take it off and let it rest, giving us time to prepare our cheese sauce. And for the queso, we're using about 1 ounce of El Vallero cheese. At least I think that's how you say that. Regardless, it'll be on the website in the recipe. But it says to mix that with milk. Instead, we're going to mix it with cream to cut down on the carbs, and it'll also result in a creamier cheese product. And when I say prepare a cheese sauce, what I really mean is let it swirl around in the microwave for a little. Regardless, our chicken is rested, so now we're going to begin plating. In plating this delicious south of the border feast, after you put down the chicken, next goes your onion, seasoning, sherry mixture, then your chorizo, and a wee bit of a pro tip here, guys. You actually get extra points for inadvertently using a bowl that has a rust stain right on the outside of it, to really mar up these beautiful cheese stirring shots. And lastly, drizzle the queso on there in a picturesque fashion, because we all know the most important part of any online recipe is the cover photo. And then dump all the rest of the cheese on there, because what you really want is a gooey, sausagey, cheesy mess on your plate. That's delicious. Now, chorizo chicken is my go-to favorite at Mexican restaurants. And not to brag, but this recipe absolutely blows out of the water every other version I've ever had out. It is absolutely amazing. So much so that one taste tester actually said it was one of the best things she's ever eaten. The macros are right, and so is the flavor, so go ahead and give this one a shot. All of our social media links are below. Please like and subscribe. If you have absolutely any questions or comments, please leave those below, and I'll be happy to reply.